In order to trust someone, you need to be vulnerable. Yesterday, in my group therapy session, we spoke about betrayal and trust. And we was asked to explore, maybe recall some moments of where do we feel like we've been betrayed and these things. Obviously, me being me, I just went to the depths of the biggest betrayal that I experienced. And not to go into detail on this conversation, because we can't just keep reliving traumatic moments. But some of the takeaways from what we discussed is that we need more examples of healthy love, and we need not to normalize abuse. And there's one thing where, people are fallible human beings, and we ourselves can betray others, betray ourselves, and we hope that to be forgiven and to let things go. But we can't romanticize betrayal from people that we wouldn't expect that from people that are meant to protect us, right? And what I've seen that I've done in my experience, because I wasn't handled in fairness and in love, I have diluted my experience in a way to say, just to get on with it. But in my session yesterday, I was held in reverence, and I seen that actually there's nothing small about what I experienced, and it's okay for me to become estranged to certain people that I know, because the reality is, why do I have to keep reopening a wound and putting salt on it and all of these things, because people are not choosing to hold up the mirror to themselves, I can't be the sacrificial lamb for charm and whatever else that particular person brings to these group of people. So for myself, I'm left with questions of what now, like now that I see things in a different light, what now for me, how do I now rebuild a loving relationship with myself, which I am on the journey of doing, but what does that look like moving forward? And how do I now reposition myself that I am not constantly among people that showed me I am not worthy of being protected, I'm not worthy of being heard, understood. And most importantly, like, why am I going to be in and around a space where love does not exist? Love is not spoken there, right? So with all of that being said, it's looking at what is best for me and remembering the sacredness of love and value in trust and value within myself. So if you are anybody that is going through betrayal, trust issues, or just whatever that looks like for you, know that once you be true to yourself, right, and you put yourself in a position of, my feelings matter, I deserve the best, right? It's not to victimize yourself. It's to know that you need to reposition yourself in empowerment, in love, because we're here on this earth and we experience all the things, Sometimes things are not happening to you, they're happening for you. So you need to see the light within sometimes the dark situations, and that light is you. And when you remember the light of who you are, you can maneuver through things without asking permission. You don't need validation from people that have made it very apparent that you don't matter. You don't need validation from people that have not chosen to put love at the core of relationships, of misunderstandings, of violations. Like, when a violation happens, you deal with that situation with love and fairness and justice. Not chastising, tarnishing one person and then elevating and then celebrating the other. To me, that's injustice, is unfair, So just know whatever you're going through, know that you matter in the situation. You matter. You may not matter to the other and to the others, but you matter to yourself. You matter to the Most High, if you believe in higher powers, and it's like restoring that in your being, because what I've come to learn is that I have been on a journey of self-love, but that was unlearning all of the horrific things that I had experienced and reminding myself that I am enough. Because when someone comes into your space and they violate you, it's like they're tearing away your self-esteem. And when they've got their comrades supporting them in this mission, it's like you start to internalize their projections, and it's like you're self-sabotaging, or you're breaking down your own system that is there to support you, right? So the system within us, the internal system, is our navigation to truth. But sometimes we have to relearn, reprogram, rewire ourselves to know that we are enough, we are worthy, especially after we've experienced betrayal, violation, and all of the horrific things of life. We come out on top, right? And we know that we are enough. They can't break our spirit, right? It can't happen. We may die in the ashes, but we rise again as the phoenix that we truly are. They try, but they didn't succeed. And that's the beauty of being resilient. That's the beauty of knowing that you're more than what someone who has no good thoughts of you think of you. Do you get what I'm saying? You're more than that. You decide for yourself what your life is going to look like for you, regardless of the negativity, the pain, the suffering. You have governance over your life. You are your own sovereign being, and you're here to remember that despite the adversities.